We have with us next Jenny Beth Martin, who is the head of the Tea Party Patriots.
The IRS veneer of impartiality is shattered, and the IRS must be audited. Tea Party Patriots insist on an independent, transparent, outside, and thorough investigation because the IRS cannot be trusted to self-police. And the Justice Department is suffering from extreme lack of credibility at this moment. Tea Party groups have been waiting for years for the IRS to treat us fairly and equally. Instead, they have singled us out and discriminated and persecuted us. Government agents have used the IRS as a weapon to silence speech, harass innocent Americans, and perhaps sway elections. It took over a year to get answers from the Inspector General's investigation, which was sparked when Landmark Legal Foundation asked questions in March of 2012. The answers in this week's report only serve to raise even more questions. For instance, who at the IRS began targeting groups? Why were we targeted, but groups with progress in their name were not? We still do not have answers to the most basic questions. All Tea Party Patriot groups have seen from the IRS for the last year and a half are corrosive and deceitful cover-ups and contradictions. In the past week, those lies are coming out for the media and the American public to see as well. The damage the IRS has caused may be immeasurable. There are concrete monetary damages. There are individuals like Justin Bennett Thomas, who the IRS targeted by name. There are groups of volunteers who gave up collectively petitioning their government, and others who never even attempted to apply for tax-exempt status because they saw what other citizens were enduring. There are groups like Tea Party Patriots who to this day the IRS is still stringing along. How do we measure the impact of a public who is rapidly losing faith in the IRS and its ability to impartially apply the law in a fair and equal manner to all citizens? It is easy to dismiss theoretical, faceless groups. The pain and suffering that the government inflicted upon our fellow citizens is real and profound. These are Americans who simply care enough about our country to become actively engaged in our representative democracy. Tea Party Patriots brought as many of these groups to D.C. as time would allow. Today we stand with patriots like Joe Dugan and Jerry McDaniel from Myrtle Beach Tea Party. They believe they lost 100 members as a result of the overbearing nature of the IRS's inquisition, and they still have not received word from the IRS. Julia Hodges from the Mississippi Tea Party withdrew their group's application after months of delay tactics designed to intimidate Americans. The IRS questioned Marion Bauer and her group, American Patriots Against Government Excess, asking for a list of every book their group had read and a book report on each book. A government this intrusive is clearly excessive. We also join all those across the country who have felt abused and threatened by the IRS. Tea Party Patriots has not backed down, and we will keep fighting. If you want to start a Tea Party group, sign up with Tea Party Patriots and we will help you. We will not allow the IRS or any branch of the government or any government agency to take away our First Amendment rights or any of our constitutional rights. The IRS's thuggish, discriminatory, abusive schemes and tactics perfectly illustrate why we must have a government that is constitutionally limited. Meaning, we must have a government small enough to manage and execute its duties competently and with integrity. And most importantly, a government we, the people, can trust. That's how a constitutionally limited government operates, and that's what Tea Party Patriots has fought for over the last 4 years.
Thank you, Jenny Beth. The Tea Party movement has been falsely aligned from its inception because it was feared. It was feared because it was an organic, spontaneous uprising against big government, against the bailouts, against the $1 trillion stimulus, and also against Obamacare and Dodd-Frank. This was a spontaneous movement and one that the administration obviously wanted to silence, but it's also important to know what the Tea Party is. They stand for three very simple American concepts, and they are these. Number one, we believe that the American people are taxed enough already. We believe that government should not spend more money than it takes in. And number three, we believe that the American government should follow the Constitution of the United States. That's what the Tea Party believes.